You've been lied to about what it means to be wealthy. Not by a scammer, not by some shady financial guru on Instagram. By a number. A single, clean, satisfying number that shows up in every personal finance book, every budgeting app, every millionaire by 40 article ever written. Net worth. Assets minus liabilities. Simple, elegant, completely misleading. Because here's the truth nobody tells you. A person can have a net worth of $1 million and not be able to pay next month's rent. And another person can have a net worth of $200,000 and never worry about money again for the rest of their life. Same number on paper. Completely different realities. Today, I'm going to show you exactly why net worth is one of the most misunderstood metrics in personal finance. What it gets right, what it dangerously gets wrong, and the three numbers that actually tell you whether you are building real, lasting, functional wealth. By the end of this video, you are going to look at your financial life completely differently. Let's get into it. What net worth actually is. Let's start with the basics, because I want to be fair to the metric before I tear it apart. Net worth is the total value of everything you own minus everything you owe. Your home equity, investment accounts, retirement funds, car, savings. That's the asset side. Your mortgage balance, student loans, car loans, credit card debt. That's the liability side. Subtract one from the other and you get your net worth. And look, it's not useless. As a rough snapshot, it tells you whether you're technically solvent. It gives you a single number to track over time. It tells you if you're trending in the right direction year over year. For that purpose, it works. The problem isn't the calculation. The problem is what we've decided it means. We've made net worth the scoreboard of financial success. Hit $100,000 net worth and you feel like you've arrived. Hit $500,000 and you're winning. Hit $1 million and you're rich, full stop. Except that is not how wealth actually works in real life. And when you build your entire financial identity around a metric that lies to you about your real situation, you make decisions that feel smart but leave you broke, stressed, and confused about why the number isn't translating into actual freedom. The 3 ways net worth lies to you. Let me show you exactly how net worth misleads people. 3 specific, common scenarios. Lie number 1, the home equity illusion. Meet David, he's 52, lives in Austin, Texas. His house has appreciated significantly. It's worth $750,000 today. He owes $200,000 on the mortgage. That's $550,000 in equity. Add his 401k, about $180,000, plus his car and some savings. And David's net worth is around $780,000. David feels wealthy. His friends think he's doing great. His financial app has a green banner. But David earns $72,000 a year. He has $11,000 in liquid savings. His monthly expenses are $5,200. And he is 4 months away from losing his job in a restructuring. His net worth is $780,000. His financial runway is less than 2 months. That $550,000 in home equity, he can't spend it. He can't pay his electricity bill with it. He can't use it to keep the lights on while he looks for work. It's locked in the walls of a house he lives in. Net worth said wealthy. Reality said fragile. Lie number 2, the retirement account mirage. Sarah is 38. She's been disciplined. She has $420,000 in her 401k. She also has $65,000 in a Roth IRA. Her net worth, after her car loan and some credit card debt, is around $440,000 solid. But here's the thing. That $485,000 in retirement accounts is not accessible without penalty until she's 59 and a half. If something happens today, a medical crisis, a job loss, a business opportunity, she can access it. But she pay a 10% early withdrawal penalty plus income taxes. Depending on her tax bracket, She might lose 30 to 40 cents on every dollar she pulls out early. Her net worth looks healthy, but her present-day financial flexibility is almost zero. Lie number 3. The paper millionaire problem. James started a small business. He owns 40% of it. A recent informal valuation put the business at $2.5 million. So on paper, James's stake is worth $1 million. Net worth, millionaire. He's told his family. He feels it. But the business has never been sold. There are no buyers lined up. The valuation was done by his accountant for loan purposes. That $1 million exists entirely on paper, and it will remain there until someone actually writes a check for it. One bad year, one lost client, one industry shift, and that valuation changes. James's net worth can swing by $500,000 without him spending a single dollar. 3 very different people, 3 very real situations, all of them measuring wealth with a number that missed the point entirely. The metric that actually matters, runway. So if net worth isn't the right scorecard, what is? The first number I want to introduce you to is one almost no financial advisor talks about. And it might be the most important number in your entire financial life. It's called your financial runway. The question is brutally simple. If your income stopped today, how long could you sustain your current life? Not survive, sustain. Your rent or mortgage, your groceries, your insurance, your phone bill. Everything that has to keep going whether you're earning or not. To calculate it, take your liquid assets minus cash. Savings, money market accounts, anything you can access without penalty and without selling something, and divide by your monthly expenses. If you have $30,000 liquid and spend $4,000 a month, your runway is 7.5 months. If you have $8,000 liquid and spend $4,000 a month, your runway is 2 months. And you are one unexpected expense away from a crisis, regardless of what your net worth says. Financial runway is what actually determines your options in real life. It's the difference between I can quit this toxic job and I have to stay because I have no choice. It's the difference between taking a calculated risk and being trapped. Most personal finance advice tells you to have 3 to 6 months of expenses in an emergency fund. That's your minimum runway. But genuinely wealthy people, people with real options, often have 12, 18, 24 months of runway. Not because they're paranoid, but because that cushion is what gives them the freedom to be patient, selective, and bold. The metric that actually matters, income replacement rate. The second number is what I call your income replacement rate, and this one is specifically about your investments. Here's the question. What percentage of your monthly expenses is covered by income from your assets? Not your job. Dividends, rental income, interest from bonds or treasuries, distributions from a business you own but don't work in. Money that shows up whether you get out of bed or not. If your monthly expenses are $5,000 and your assets generate $500 a month passively, your income replacement rate is 10%. Your job covers the other 90%. If your assets generate $5,000 a month and your expenses are $5,000 a month, your income replacement rate is 100%. That is financial independence. Not a net worth number, not a target balance. The moment your assets cover your life, you are free. This is the number the FIRE movement, financial independence, retire early, actually built their math around. The famous 4% rule is just a formula for getting to 100% income replacement using a lump sum. If you can withdraw 4% of your portfolio annually and cover your expenses, you've hit the number. But income replacement rate makes it real in a way net worth doesn't. It connects your investments directly to your life. It answers the actual question, am I free yet? The metric that actually matters, wealth velocity. The third number almost nobody tracks, and the one I think is the most underrated indicator of financial health, is what I call wealth velocity. Simple definition. How fast is the gap between your income and your expenses growing each month? Not just are you saving money. How much more are you saving compared to last year? Is the gap widening or narrowing? Because here's the thing. Wealth is not a destination. It's a rate of change. Two people can both be saving $500 a month. But if one person's income is growing at 8% a year and their expenses are flat, their savings rate is accelerating. The gap is widening. Their wealth velocity is positive and increasing. The other person got a raise but also upgraded their apartment, bought a newer car, added streaming services, and started eating out more. Their income went up 8% and their expenses went up 7%. They're still saving, but barely moving. Lifestyle inflation is the killer of wealth velocity, and net worth doesn't measure it. Net worth is a snapshot. Wealth velocity is the trend. And in personal finance, the trend is almost always more important than the snapshot. Track this number quarterly. Look at your income versus your total monthly obligations. Is the gap bigger or smaller than it was 6 months ago? That single question will tell you more about your financial trajectory than any balance sheet. Why we worship the wrong number. So if these 3 metrics are so much more useful, why does everyone obsess over net worth? Because net worth is satisfying in a way the other numbers aren't. It's a single, clean figure. It goes up in a bull market and makes you feel smart. It's easy to compare to others. I hit $500,000. Did you? It shows up in apps with a satisfying dashboard. It maps neatly onto cultural milestones. $100,000, $500,000, the Millionaire Club. The other metrics are messier. Financial runway forces you to confront how little liquid cash you actually have. Income replacement rate reminds you that most of your portfolio is still fully dependent on your job continuing. Wealth velocity demands you look honestly at whether your lifestyle is eating your growth. Net worth lets you feel wealthy. The real metrics tell you whether you actually are. And the financial media loves this. Millionaire at 35 is a headline. My financial runway is 22 months and my income replacement rate just hit 18%. That doesn't go viral. But that second person is dramatically more financially secure than the first. We optimize for what we measure. And right now, most Americans are optimizing for a number that flatters them instead of a number that frees them. How to actually use net worth. Now, I want to be balanced here, because I don't want you to throw out net worth entirely. It's still useful. You just have to use it correctly. Think of net worth as your financial X-ray. It shows the structure. It shows whether you've built up more than you owe. It's a necessary baseline check. But you wouldn't diagnose yourself from an X-ray alone. You'd want more context, more data, more metrics. Use net worth to track your long-term trajectory. Are you worth more this year than last year? Good. Are you growing net worth consistently over a decade? Even better. But stop using it as a proxy for security. Stop using it to decide whether you can afford to take a risk. Quit your job or tell your boss what you actually think. For those decisions, you need your runway. You need your income replacement rate. You need your wealth velocity. One more important note, not all net worth is equal. A net worth of $500,000 made up almost entirely of home equity and a liquid retirement accounts is a completely different financial reality than $500,000 in liquid, diversified, accessible investments. The number is the same. The freedom it represents is not even close. Whenever you look at your net worth, ask one follow-up question. How much of this can I actually access without penalty right now? That number, the liquid, accessible slice, is what actually determines your options today. Here's the exercise I want you to do this weekend. And I mean actually do it, not just think about it. Pull up your finances and calculate 3 things. First, your financial runway. Add up every dollar you can access without penalty or selling a major asset. Divide by your monthly expenses. Write that number down. Second, your income replacement rate. Add up every dollar of passive income your assets generate per month. Dividends, interest, rental income, anything that isn't your paycheck. Divide by your monthly expenses. Multiply by 100. That percentage is how financially independent you are right now. Third, your wealth velocity. Compare your income minus expenses today versus 12 months ago. Is the gap bigger? That means you're accelerating. Is it the same or smaller? That's the conversation you need to have with yourself. These three numbers will tell you more about your actual financial position than any net worth calculation ever could. Because real wealth is not a balance sheet. Real wealth is options. It's the ability to say no to a bad deal, yes to a great opportunity, and nothing to the people trying to rush you into decisions out of desperation. Real wealth is time. It's the runway to be patient, the income to be free. The velocity to know you're moving forward. Net worth is a starting point, but it is not the destination. Know your real numbers. Optimize for your real freedom. And if you know someone who's obsessing over their net worth but has never once calculated their financial runway, send them this video. It might be the most useful 15 minutes of their financial life. See you in the next one.